of the disruption has been from the coronavirus, because it is global. It's affecting all global markets. People are panicking, and always, anytime there's any uncertainty, it's going to create volatility. So it's all about how we respond, right? And really making your clients aware of the impact that this can have on them, and how you can help them and help them protect their hard-earned assets. So, I've been talking about how an insurance company really prices an annuity product. How is the premium allocated? Well, this slide shows you that they go out, they buy a 10-year bond on average. The 10-year treasury is what they're investing in. And then in a situation where interest rates are 3%, or when the 10-year treasury is 3%, which it was about a year and a half ago, then you can see if somebody gives an insurance company $100,000, they're going to invest about 60% of that, so say about $60,000, into that managed treasury bond account. And that bond, again, is what will provide all of the guarantees that you are promising your client from this annuity. Then they allocate a portion into an operations budget, and the operations budget is what pays their overhead at the insurance company, and it's what pays us our. And then finally, the remaining premium they have left is what they allocate to their options budget. And their options budget is what they use to buy options for these indexed annuities. That's what's going to determine your cap or your participation rate or your spread. That's what's going to decide whether or not they can offer a bonus on the policy. If there's a lifetime income rider available, it depends on, that's what's going to determine what those withdrawal rate factors can be. So all of the product features are priced into that options budget. Now watch this next slide. Really pay attention to the managed bond account and the options budget lines when I switch slides. So if you fast forward to about a year ago from today, last April, the 10-year treasury had dropped to a little below 2%, 2.22% is what it was. So I'll flip back again. See it at 3%. Look at that managed bond and options budget change. So interest rates came down about a year ago. Now you see, because they were lower, that was more money that the insurance company had to allocate into that bond to provide those same guarantees. That left less money to be allocated to the options budget. So that's why you saw interest rates. And then let's fast forward to what we saw 6 months ago at the beginning of September. Now look what happened to that managed bond account and that options budget. Last September, the treasury dropped to around 1.5%, which is where we've kind of been hovering over the past couple months. But you see now, because rates are lower, they have to allocate more money into that bond account, which really is pressing on that options budget. So that's why in September, not only did we see huge interest rate declines, but we saw bonuses reduced, we saw commissions reduced in some situations, we saw withdrawal rate factors reduced. So unfortunately, we haven't had enough time to get a slide created like this through compliance that shows what it would look like in a 0.5% environment. But if you guys are smart, you can do figure it out in your mind. That managed bond line is going to be probably all the way to where the operations budget line is in the slides, which really leaves no room, right? Carriers are going to either have to not pay us a commission, or what are they going to be able to offer in these products? It's a very, very minimal interest rate. There's no way they can offer lifetime income riders or 20% bonuses or all of these amazing features that are still out there. So that's why I stress the urgency. None of the carriers are, worried about going under. It's not a situation like that. It truly is a situation that they can't price product. They can't offer product with guarantees, which is what you're promising the client. That's really the selling point of an indexed annuity. You're promising your clients these guarantees. They can't guarantee. They can't provide these guarantees if there's no interest rates to be earned. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. So, really, I you guys, in my opinion, in your area, well, those of you that are on the call that are, in Northern California, it really has such a huge opportunity for rollovers, for annuities, and you always do. It's not just in this particular, volatile market environment. Job changers are your number one opportunity for rollovers. And it's because on average, studies show that people change jobs 13 times in their careers, 13 times. Of those, of all those people that change jobs, 50% of people leave their money in their former employer's 401k plan. 50% of people. And the reason why is because they don't know how to move that money. And to tell you the truth, I probably wouldn't know how to move it if I wasn't, if I didn't do this. Fortunately, I've been in this world, in the industry world, my entire career since I was 19 years old. And so I've been doing this for a long time. I've been on the annuity side for 18 years. So I've seen a lot. I experienced 2008, and it's completely different than what we're seeing right now. But like I said, we still have opportunities, so let's take advantage of it and help as many people as we can. Job changers, picking up the phone, calling people that you know have changed jobs, and asking a simple question. Did you participate in your former employer's 401k plan? And if you did, what did you do with that account when you left? If they said nothing, you can move that money. Remind them that it's not protected in that account. They probably lost money. I was telling Lashmi yesterday, I saw on the news, and it said the average person has $112,000 in their 401k account. And between Monday and Wednesday alone, the average person lost $17,000 that had $112,000. I lost almost $45,000. So it's been crazy. I would move my money into an annuity fund. I just can't because I'm still working with my plan.
She can't even move her own.
In-service distribution. So
It's a
job
cold
changers
piece.
are huge opportunities. Pre-retirees, this is another area that we really should be focusing on, because pre-retirees right now, again, going back to 401ks and other, types of IRA and qualified money that people have that are invested or tied to market volatility, they really need your help. So this is going to be anybody that's 50 and above, anybody that plans on retiring in the next 10 to 15 years needs your help more than anything. They can't afford, they shouldn't be able to afford to take any market risk at this. If they do end up losing money, if we see another situation like we saw in 2008 where the market drops 40%, that means people are going to end up retiring with less money than they had anticipated, or they're not going to be able to retire when they anticipate. So, having those questions, simply asking your clients, how much can you afford to lose in this market? Hopefully everybody's answer
Why she don't mute her phone?
nothing. So rolling that money, helping them roll that money out of the 401k into an annuity.
You don't see her? Or you took
And
all
then
those off
retirees.
so you don't see them?
Retirees are still a great option for two reasons. Number one, a retiree might not have a guaranteed lifetime income. That really is where you need to help somebody that's retired. Many people retire and then, take a lump sum from their 401k or, IRA or wherever they've had their money. And they think they can manage it, but that's not always the case. We're gonna our country is going to be faced with a huge economic problem. I say in about 5 to 7 years, when more baby boomers start running out of money during retirement because they didn't plan appropriately, and then a whole other issue with long-term care plans. So if you look at the stats on the screen, you can see that almost 65% of retirees did not previously work with a financial professional before they retired. Isn't that scary? 65% of people. So don't assume that somebody has a retirement plan in place or a plan for retirement. More than likely, they don't. So that's a huge opportunity for you to sit them down, talk to them, help them, and really find out, what type of options they have for income in retirement, and we can help them either with an IUL or with an annuity, whatever is appropriate for them. So again, looking for somebody that needs to guarantee that needs to generate a lifetime income stream, even if somebody's already retired and they've taken that lump sum, you can still take that lump sum and put it into annuity and immediately turn income on. We have a product with Global Atlantic called the 150 Plus. It will give them a 20% bonus on day one. So if somebody has, say,
I thought it
200,000,
was,
roll that
changed from
200,000
20.
in,
It was
they'll get a
50.
$40,000 bonus, and then 30 days later, they can immediately start taking that guaranteed lifetime. Also, if you have somebody, that might already have a guaranteed lifetime income stream coming from like a pension or something like that, they might have money in the market that they can't afford to. So my dad, for example, he worked for Union Pacific Railroad for 40 years. When he retired a few years ago, he was making more retired than he was when he was working.
Man.
He's one of their corporate attorneys. So he's making more being retired because he has such a great
He was a corporate
and I had
attorney.
talked to him for years about annuity. And he had worked with an advisor at Northwestern Mutual. And if any of you have ever been in competition with the Northwestern Mutual advisor, you know that they hate annuities. So he'd always heard bad about annuities. I tried to change his mind, tell him, what the truth was about the products, and he's always like, yeah, whatever. I don't know. So fast forward to now him being retired, and about a year ago, we saw some volatility in the market. And he finally called me about last February and said, okay, talk to me again about these annuities. Again, he didn't need lifetime income stream. He was just looking for an annuity for accumulation. He wanted to get some of his money out of the market because he couldn't afford to lose money anymore at this point in his life. So we put him in a nationwide product. And I have heard from him probably 4 or 5 times. Well, I talk to my dad all the time, but he's called me just for no reason multiple times this year, just simply to thank me for convincing him that an annuity was the right product for him and getting his money out of the market and protecting that money from any market volatility. He just texted me again today and said, I love you. Thank you again. I would have lost 20% today if I had not moved my money into that annuity. So, we don't know. It is an indexed annuity, so we'll have to see if, how the market performs over the 2-year period. You get a 2-year point-to-point option. He might have a 0% return, but that's okay. At least he didn't lose any money during all of this crazy.
That's the main thing.
So I think you guys know all of the providers that we have on the platform. I won't go over that. But I do want to talk about accumulation versus lifetime income before I close it up and open it up to questions. So just to give you an idea, these are the main products, the products you can see on the screen. I just created this quick cheat sheet for me so that I kind of know where all of the competitive products are right now. So right now you can see for accumulation. Now accumulation is for somebody younger. When I say younger, I mean probably 45 and below. Or again, somebody like my dad that already has a guaranteed stream of lifetime income. They don't need lifetime income. They just need to protect assets from market volatility. That's when you would look at an accumulation only product. And right now, Global Atlantic, they have the Choice Accumulation 7. If you look on the very right-hand column of your screen, those are the average 10-year yields for all of these products that are here. I have it listed by highest yield to lowest. Athene, Performance Elite 7, I know we sell a lot of that product. That's our #1 accumulation product right now. You can look, those rates are still averaging about 6%. Can you imagine if your client got a 6% return in today's environment, how happy they would be? 6% is amazing, right? And you see every day people are losing 10% and 7%. It's just like an emotional roller coaster. So like I said, take advantage of these rates while the carriers are still operating. I don't want to create like this doomsday thing, but I want to be realistic because if the 10-year treasury truly does drop, like I said, drop below, or even get into that negative factor, we're not going to have any of these products to offer. There might be a
Papa,
product
he
out there
changed
that
his now say
somehow
owner.
they can offer 1 or 2%, but they're not going to pay much for
He
it.
be cracking me up.
So let's take advantage of what we have to work with right now.
Stop.
And then if you're looking at lifetime income, again, income's going to be different because if you're looking at lifetime income for somebody, interest rates are important, but you really want to be focusing on income value, right? The bonuses that are available, the roll-up rates.
People
really
showing up that don't have their
maximizing
phone on mute.
income value. Who's going to give your client the highest income? That's what you should really be focusing on when it comes to income. But you can see these income products still are able to offer very competitive rates. That Global Atlantic 150 plus, the one that I mentioned, is great for somebody that needs income now or soon, within, say, maybe the next 12 months. That Franklin strategy is averaging almost 7.25 right now. That is huge, 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 huge. That's such a great rate. So for somebody that needs income now or soon, yes, you can sell them on the security going to give them the 20% bonus. And oh, by the way, this strategy has averaged 7.25 the past 10 years. Athene Agility 10, which is our number 2 selling product, is still 5.35% now. So these rates are so good. Take advantage of it. One thing I want to mention on this slide is you do see the New Heights 8 on here. Nationwide is suspending the New Heights 8 annuity effective Monday. So for those of you on the call that are familiar with the Nationwide product that sell the New Heights 8, if you're working with any clients, close those cases out by Sunday. All applications have to be signed by March 15th.
Anthony uses that one a lot.
Received at Nationwide by March 23rd, and more importantly, they have to be funded, have to be closed, money received in-house by April 17th, and that's true of any pending business. The New Heights 9 will still be available, but I will tell you the New Heights 9, the interest rates are not as competitive. If you look on this chart, you'll see the average yield right now for New Heights 8 is about 4.3. With New Heights 9, it's 2.7, and they're reducing rates on Monday as well. So they will still have a product available, but the average rate of return is going to be closer to 2% or about 1.5%. So that's what I'm talking about in terms of we're starting to see products suspended. Interest rates are going to continue to drop on those carriers.
Agility 10 used to be higher, now it's 4.96.
But one thing that I love that hasn't changed with a lot of these products yet are the bonuses on the income market. So for somebody that needs lifetime income, they want to retire in the next 10, 15, possibly even 20 years, lead with the bonuses on those income riders. Where else can you get a 20% bonus? Or if you look at the Nationwide product that has a roll-up on that income rider, it's going to roll up by 7% compounded, guaranteed every single year for 10 years. Transamerica has their bonus is 10% simple, guaranteed every year for 10 years. Where else are you going to find? Ask your clients, where else are you going to find any type of investment right now, any type of account right now that can guarantee either 7% compounded or 10% simple? Nobody will be able to take it because they can't. So here's where the products are falling. Here's their product positioning. I actually need to do an update, and I apologize, I forgot to do this earlier. I forgot I had North American on here. So North American is also discontinuing or suspending their Performance Choice annuity. So going forward next week under accumulation, Transamerica Secure Retirement 5 is still a great option for somebody that's just looking for short-term homes. If somebody says, I just need to get my money out of the market, I don't know, how it's going to, I just can't afford to lose any more money. I just want the shortest term hold that I can find right now. Look at that Transamerica Secure Retirement 5. In 5 more years, you can meet with the client again, reassess their situation, roll it into whatever's available at that point. It's a new sale, it's a new commission. For accumulation that's, longer than 5 years, I really wouldn't suggest right now going longer than 7, 8 years max if you can still get in on that nationwide new heights. The
Alvin
reason why
Hines
is
is
because,
tearing up some
we're
food.
obviously in a historical low interest rate
Them
environment.
Joels
You
was
don't want
going.
to lock your clients up in these low yields for 10 years, because, we're, as an economy, as a country, we're resilient, right? So we will bounce back from all of this. And so you don't want to put your clients in a situation where, 8-9 years from now, they're sitting there in this low yielding product, and we have these other products that are
I'll wash my
offering
drinking.
better guarantees, higher yields, and we can't move that
Trying to
money
cover it with
because
some
of
drinking.
stability issues. So look short term right now if it's accumulation. Really don't go longer than 8 years. For guaranteed income, if somebody needs income soon, within the next 5 years, Global Atlantic, Nationwide New Heights, Transamerica Secure Retirement 10, those 3 products in that particular order will offer you the highest, offer your clients the highest guaranteed income. And then somebody that needs income, say in 6 to 10 years, look at New Heights, look at Transamerica, look at Lincoln until tomorrow. They're discontinuing that product, so I should have pulled them off the slide as well. So it's a little crazy right now. And then if somebody has at least 10 years or longer, look at that Athene Agility all day long. 20% bonus, no charge for the income rider. You have that increased income option on that product too. I think all of you have the
So the
number
one
to
I'm
our
getting
sales
is
desk. If you don't, take this number. If you take a snapshot of the screen or write it down. This is the dedicated line for WFG. Hit option 3, and then option 4 will get into annuities. We have an amazing sales desk, 19 people. They can help walk you through product. They can help you with illustrations, help you through the application process. All right, let me jump out of this.
Okay, great. Thank you, Jenica. That definitely information that I received from you yesterday, and I kind of panicked because sometimes we don't know how serious things are until we really, know what's going on. So thank you so much for sharing that. Anybody have any questions for Jenica?
I have a question.
Okay.
My question is, are we using bonus for 20% sign-in and 10% guaranteed for the first 10 years? And what allocation are we using?
Okay, so that's the Athene Ascent.
Okay.
And yeah, and the Athene Ascent offers 20% bonus, 10% guaranteed bonus or roll up to that income value for 10 years. And let me flip back to your average rate here.
What's that?
That's
I don't
Michelle.
have the average rate of return on here. I can run an illustration. But the best, I will tell you, the best performing index will be the best performing.
Good
Oh,
night.
I'm sorry. I couldn't hear because of the noise. What kind of index? Yo, chips.
Someone,
It's the
he said she know them chips.
B as in boy, N as in Nancy, P as in Paul. That will be the highest, that index will provide the highest rate of return on the Ascent bonus product.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, I have a question.
Yeah.
So right now, I was working with a client who was ready to roll over a pretty sizable amount of money. He was wanting to roll over 800,000, and we were looking at the income rider on the fees and all that stuff for like one of the plans, and we were comparing it to another company called Fidelity Guarantee, like life insurance company. Have you heard of them before?
I have. Yes, I have.
Yeah, so they showed this illustration that was absolutely insane. It was like averaging 10% per year on a fixed index annuity, which was like killing everything we did. And I was just thinking, it's kind of weird, like why haven't I heard of this before? But when I looked up the financial ratings, it was like a triple B was like their most common rating.
Yep.
So this client, he got sent that illustration from another friend of his that also wants to roll over another 800,000. And I'm just thinking, like, it's kind of suspicious that this company has a low rating and is guaranteed, or and is offering these like super high rates. What's your perspective on this? And the fact that like, can this company even maintain that? Like, is that even possible? Like, what are they going to like lower the rates? Like, I just don't see it as being possible. You know?
Yeah,
Seems
no,
too
and
tricky.
I completely understand your concern because well, first of all, let's address the ratings. So yes, I'm very familiar with Fidelity and Guarantee. We used to have Trump used to have a contract with them until about 10 years ago. During 2008, 2009 timeframe, they lost their financial ratings. And so AM Best, who is really, the standard gatekeeper of financial ratings for the insurance company, downgraded their ratings from an A to a B because of their investments and their financial security.
Yep.
So
And keep the A rating.
we, Crump, WFG, the entire Transamerica umbrella, we don't offer our clients any carrier out there that has a financial rating below an A. So A is the minimum standard. So you can just tell your client, their financial ratings aren't as strong. And one of the reasons why they can, offer these rates is because, they don't have as high a financial rating, so they are not required to have, as much money allocated to their reserves, for example. That's the largest area of the most importance that a financial carrier has to have to maintain an A rating. You have to have a certain percentage of assets allocated into your reserves. If you don't have that, you can't promise to make, you can't promise
Yeah,
to
you
pay out
can't
the
promise
claims.
nobody nothing. You don't have enough money.
So that's the biggest thing. If you're giving a lump sum of your money
Isn't
to
this
an
Janet
insurance
the
provider,
person, the way
don't
she
you want to
talks?
know their
Washington talks
highest
like that too.
ratings,
They
the highest
say some of their
standards?
words exactly
Right.
the same.
And so that's F&G. They are a B. They've been a B for about 10 years. And we actually kept our contract in force with them, but they ended up terminating us because we wouldn't produce. But our E&O coverage, your E&O coverage through WFG doesn't even allow you to write a B-rated company. It excludes rated companies. Yeah.
So how risky is a B-rated company then? Because like their illustration obviously is better because of what they can do more. But like, how much risk does that pose to the client?
Don't do it, man.
It can pose,
That's what the
a
client
lot
wants.
of risk. We never know.
Client's looking at that.
To this day in time, there's never been an insurance company that's ever gone under per se. But like I showed in our slides earlier, I still feel confident being able to say that in the insurance world that we live in for any A-rated carrier. But we've never seen what we're seeing right now in the economy with, historically low interest rates
Make it too
and the
much
market
fun.
being so volatile at the same time
Doesn't
drives
think
bonds that, most investors are taking. The entire
What is that?
global economy, falling apart right now. So, you would hope, I would like to be optimistic that an insurance company would never go under. It never has in the history of, the United States. But we're seeing things right now that we've never seen before. So it's hard to say.
Yeah. Wow.
We just know with the A-rated companies, you can feel confident telling your clients that the reason these carriers have an A rating is because they meet the requirements to have, X amount of percentage held in reserves. So, and that's, when I showed earlier on the slides about where an insurance company, how they allocate your premium and, the fact that they're investing in bonds. Those bonds are guaranteed. So that's why these annuities can be, they truly are guaranteed for your clients.
I see. Also, just to add on something small. So if they have a lot of money, do they really even need a guaranteed lifetime income rider, or can they just like live off the interest? Like if it's like $1 million of in rollover?
No, I would definitely suggest that they have a guaranteed lifetime income. They might not need it for $1 million. They might not need, what the $1 million can generate. But it's a very smart discussion to have to say, okay, what do you need to live on? What do you need guaranteed? And then we can back into that and say, okay, if you need, $50,000 a year, you're going to get Social Security, you have this asset, these other assets. If you need guaranteed an additional $50,000 for the rest of your life, what would they need to put in to guarantee that amount starting this particular day? It might only be $600,000. So then maybe say they roll $600,000, and then they still have $400,000 that they can invest and they can do whatever else with. And it doesn't matter, if the market drops another 20% and they lose a portion of that, because they know they're still going to have this guaranteed income stream over here for the rest of their life.
Awesome. Got it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right, I heard a question.
Yeah.
Okay, so I don't know if I missed it earlier or not, but you said if the 10-year treasury yield interest rates goes negative, that pretty much means there's going to be no more annuities, right?
For the time being, more than likely, correct.
Okay, so what about the clients that we currently have that have annuities? Will they be like grandfathered into their rates?
Absolutely.
Good question.
And that is like the best call that you can make to your clients right now. Calling them and just reassuring them that those policies that you previously sold to them are fine, that they didn't lose any money. The market was down, I think, close to 10% today. Feel confident calling your clients and saying, hey, I just want to let you know that policy, this annuity that you bought last year, that you bought 4 months ago, you didn't lose anything. You put in $100,000, you still have $100,000 in that.
Okay. Yep, that sounds good.
Yeah, all product features, all products themselves, all of the policies that are in force are grandfathered in and contractually bound to those policy features. So.
Hi, Jenica. I have a question.
Yeah.
Thank you for the presentation. I want to know, do you think there's enough time to roll an amount of money from an Athene product into this Nationwide New Heights? You think there'll be enough time for the check to clear and everything to be in good order?
It should. Is like I said, the Nationwide application would just need to be signed by March 15th, by Sunday the 15th, and then received at Nationwide either electronically or by paper by March 23rd.